I have in my hand probably one of the most reviled Magic cards. This is something that has made Magic players lose their mind this year. I'm Monroe Magic, and we talk about all sorts of stuff on this channel. We talk about prices, we talk about sealed product, but the most important thing that we talk about all the time on this channel is the vibes. Are the vibes good? Are we feeling it? This is not an incredibly serious channel, so you're probably not going to be surprised when I tell you that I think the pizza lands are pretty sweet. Okay, let's get into it. Why am I talking about the pizza lands? Because people really do not like these, and they don't like Universes Beyond. They don't like the Turtles. They don't like Spider-Man. They don't like SpongeBob in Magic the Gathering. Now, on the one hand, I get it. You've been playing Magic since the 90s. You are used to it being taken seriously in the way that Marvel takes its stuff seriously, right? You're in all these multiverses and all this silly stuff happens, but it all seems like it has still some degree of care because it's all in universe. When you get the slop and the craziness from somebody else, now all of a sudden it's inappropriate, it's weird, it's odd. And you take something like Turtles, which is grown to be a very unserious franchise. I mean, when you look at the original comics, it was actually quite intense with a little bit of sarcasm, right? But quite intense. Same with Spider-Man, right? Very serious, but again, we're talking comic books. Guess what we're doing right now? We're talking about a card game, and I think this is the big point that people miss. It's okay to not take yourself seriously when you're not talking about serious things. As much as we all love Magic the Gathering, it is still a game, okay? We're still playing with little bits of cardboard that we pretend do magical things to then win or lose, depending on if somebody spent more money and had more time to come up with better cardboard than us. Now, am I saying that this is a high work of art? Not necessarily, but let's talk a little bit about pop art, because this is really the lane that Magic the Gathering is in. What does it mean to be a commercial art? What does it mean to be in pop art? It means that there's a commercial element to it, there's a financial element to it, and it has to appeal to the masses, not to an individual few. When you think about fine art, this idea of like oil paintings and beautiful things, beauty for beauty's sake, it allows an artist to get a little detached. Does it actually mean the art quality is better? No, not really. It just means that it's catering to a very, very, very niche audience, sometimes only the artist themselves. Does this mean that this art is going to last forever? No. Let's go back though, on the other hand, to pop art and to the kind of the creator of pop art, if you will, Andy Warhol, right? He did the soup cans, the Campbell soup cans, and he kind of mass produced his art. And the idea here is, it's art, but it's art for the everyman, right? And there's a commercial aspect to it because we're reprinting it, we're reproducing it, we're creating it at scale, and it's meant for many. Now I'm going to ask the same question in reverse. Does this mean that it's immediately disposable and meant to be thrown away when it's done with? Also, not necessarily true. Many of Andy Warhol's pieces have become extremely valuable and are in art galleries. So what's the difference? Why is this swamp ugly and some swamp from 20 years ago that some dude who, draws goblins and contributed to all sorts of different magazines, making slop, trying to get the bills played. Why is that high art and this is considered slop? I'm going to say a lot of it just has to do with cultural significance and our own internal biases and thoughts and what we like. I know that may not be a very satisfying answer to you, but it's actually just the case. And why did I choose a swamp instead of an actual magic card? Because I wanted to actually leave out of the equation right now mechanics and actual card design. Why? Because in my opinion, that actually is the important part. The flavor is fun, okay? And I would say as long as the flavor actually allows for more people to get involved and more fun to be had, then I want more flavor, not less. I want more. I want it to be silly. I want it to be outlandish. I don't mind SpongeBob being in Magic the Gathering. I don't mind Deadpool being in Magic the Gathering. I don't mind the Turtles being in Magic the Gathering as long as it's fun, but mechanics. Mechanics are key. If the game itself is broken, if the game itself feels unattainable, if it feels unplayable, then we truly have a problem. So in many ways, you could argue Vivi is more of an issue than the food in Magic the Gathering and the fact that New York is one of the most popular planes in Magic the Gathering. I'm positive that there are many of you that completely disagree with me and want to rake me over the coals in the comments. Please comment below, tell me why I'm wrong. Until next time, I'm Robert Monroe from Monroe Magic, and you have a wonderful day.